Hey, Mike.
Yeah, what's going on?
Guess what? Our favorite sponsor's back.
Oh, it's the puzzle dude from Unidragon.
That's right, Unidragon. Yep, Unidragon.com. They have a brand new item. It's called the Playful Parrots. It's a 5-in-1 puzzle that comes on out that actually comes all the way up to the brand new size, which is the royal size. Now they're small, medium, king size, and royal size. So you can get 7 times bigger than the standard puzzle. What do you think about the Playful Parrots? Being a pirate adventurer that you are, Mike, what say you?
Oh, the owl's jealous.
The owl's jealous? Uh-oh.
Yeah.
What's the owl saying about the parrots?
Oh, there's 5 of them and 1 of him.
That's right. That's what happens. You know what? When you're the original, sometimes you get replaced and upgraded. So if you want to get upgraded in your puzzles, now's the time to go to Unidragon.com. Again, that's Unidragon.com. Don't be fooled by other imitation puzzle makers. Only get your true puzzle from Unidragon.com. They're the best, and they're the world's leader in wooden puzzles. TechTime listeners, use promo code DRAGONTECH. Again, that's DRAGONTECH for a 10% discount code. Discount expires on August 1st, 2021. They're no longer 3 sizes, Mike. Guess how many there are now?
They're 4 sizes.
That's right. They're 4 sizes. Make sure to visit techtimeradio.com/sponsors and click on the Order Now button to go directly to Unidragon. Our number 1 sponsor says thank you, and the owl is jealous. Hey, Mike.
What?
Do you occasionally place a bet on a sports team?
Sure.
Well, Tail Network is here to help.
What is that? What is Tail?
Tail is a social network for sports enthusiasts and gamblers.
Oh, like you. You're a football nerd, right?
I kind of is. My season is starting right now. Post sports-related content as well as your picks, and they appear right on the feed for all of your followers.
Really?
Everyone else can see your analytics, and you can start charging for your knowledge.
Oh, really?
Yes. Coins can be purchased on the App Store or through the website tailnetwork.com and used to buy picks. You can then cash out the coins you've earned for real money. Again, that's Tail Network on the App Store and tailnetwork.com. Visit them on tailnetwork.com. Again, that's TAIL, tailnetwork.com. And you can find out all your information and sign up today. The NFL season is just around the corner, and you need to be on top of your game with Tail Network. You go, hey, Mike.
Yeah, what's going on?
Hey, have you ever heard of Unidragon.com?
Have I ever heard of Unidragon.com?
Yes, Unidragon.com.
Why, yes, I have heard of Unidragon.com. That's the puzzle dude.
The puzzle dude, that's correct. He has tons of puzzles, and of course, he is the best and original wooden puzzles.
You have owls.
Guess what is the number 1 best-selling puzzle?
The owl.
Do you think you had anything to do with that?
No, everybody loves owls.
Well, right now, you can get 40% off in stock if you go to unidragon.com/products/enchanting owl. You need to make sure you get yours today. Now, they also have 2 to 6 days for shipping. You can domestically ship within the United States. They have a great customer support. If you ever have any questions regarding your puzzle, except for how to put it together, you can email them at care@unidragon.com. If you want to get 10% off, you can use our code DRAGONTECH. Again, that's Dragon, DRAGON, Tech, TECH, for a 10% off discounts. Now, if you want the original, go to Unidragon.com. Beware of fakes. Only get your wooden puzzles at Unidragon.com. Get them all.
Coming to you from the shores of the Pacific Northwest, keeping you up to date on technology while enjoying a little whiskey on the side, with leading-edge topics, along with special guests, to navigate technology in a segmented, stylized radio program. The information that will make you go, Pull up a seat, raise a glass with our hosts as we spend the next hour talking about technology for the common person. Welcome to TechTime Radio with Nathan Mumm.
What's up?
What's up? How you doing, Mr. Gorday?
Doing pretty good.
All right, welcome to TechTime Radio, the show that makes you go,
Yeah.
Technology news of the week. That's right. This is a show for the everyday common person with insightful segments on subjects weeks ahead of the mainstream media. I'm Nathan Mumm, and welcome to our live stream show on KKNW 1150 AM. You can go there, or you can go to youtube.com/TechTime Radio, twitchtv.com/TechTime Radio, You can go to techtimeradio.com and watch it in the window. And you can go to Twitter. Essentially, all you got to do is type in TechTime Radio. We're all over the internet
The
now.
metaverse.
Was that?
The metaverse.
The metaverse of everything?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, all right. All right. Well, of course, if you're listening to us right now, it's 4 to 6 p.m. on Saturdays. If you are listening to us on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, not 4 to 6, and Sunday, you're watching a rebroadcast. So that means you need to go to techtimeradio.com to get all of the latest information and keep up to date.
You got that down pat?
I do. It actually comes just right off the tongue.
I know. You don't even have to read your cue card.
I don't even anymore. Did you notice today's is probably the shortest segment? There's only 20 pages for both hours.
I know.
So that where I'm getting it almost memorized now, where I sleep at night and I just go, if you watch this Monday, Tuesday,
I don't know
Wednesday.
if that's good or not.
Well, it's just reputation. After a while, you get better and better, right?
Sure.
I'm kind of like Michael Jordan. You know, there's a Michael Jordan of basketball. It's the Michael Jordan of radio now, making sure you practice and practice because practice makes perfect.
There you go.
There you go. And
you're just gonna bring that all in there.
And I just had somebody online on Twitch TV said I'm not Michael Jordan. Okay, I got you. All right, well, welcome to our show. We are a 2-hour technology show. You get the first hour right now, and then, of course, from 5 to 6, you get the second hour. If you're listening to us on Thursday mornings, you only get the first hour, so you're going to miss a great segment that we have on the second hour, so you're going to want to go, again, to techtimeradio.com to get that. Now, story number 1. El Salvador becomes Bitcoin.
Whoa! You've kind of forgot.
Oh no! Sorry.
What are you up to?
This week on the show. Sorry,
I
said
story.
Did
you just take that whole spiel about getting better and better and better, and you're just gonna run?
He thought I was going to the top stories.
The
didn't
train.
You? Oh, sorry. This week on the show.
Okay, there you go.
El Salvador makes Bitcoin its legal tender. We're going to be covering what happened on day 1 of this change.
Yeah.
So we have a whole country that's using Bitcoin as its legal trading tender of currency.
Yeah, that's exciting.
Yeah, we're going to talk about this.
We're going to see about that.
Okay. We got Facebook released its wearable tech. That's going to be exciting. It's called the Ray-Ban Stories.
Oh, no.
So we'll be talking about this now. If you ever were around for the
Google Glass.
The Google Glass, we're going to be talking about some issues that happen and how Facebook says they're going to not have those same issues.
I'm curious to know about what Facebook is going to do about that.
Then is Amazon paying full tuition for its workers? We're going to be talking and looking at the fine print because they came out blasting saying that they are now letting all of their workers go back to college with a little asterisk on it on who's actually qualified and who actually has the ability to do and what colleges they can go to.
Probably what colleges and what programs.
Yeah, so it's a little bit. But you know what? It's a nice thing to have Amazon paying for people to go to college. So that's a little perk that we always pick on them. So it's nice that we're going to talk about something positive. And then, of course, we have Gadgets and Gear segment with our TechTime producer, Gwen Way. So we had a very interesting production discussion about this. So she had 2 items, right?
Yeah.
And so we're going to choose one of the 2 items. We'll see how it goes. And it had some dialogue because there was some controversy. So you're going to want to make sure you get that Gadgets and Gear segment.
Huge controversy.
And then we are going to open up the phones today. If today is the day that you want to get with us, we had some people that have called in and have gone to our website and asked to be a caller. So we have callers all lined up. But if you want to be a part of the show, you can always call us at 425-373-5527 or 188-298-KKNW. That's 188-298-5569. And you'll have David behind the board, and he'll put you on hold, and then he'll get your question for you and make sure it's appropriate. And then you can ask us, and we'll be asking some technology questions.
Mm-hmm.
That'll be exciting.
Sure.
We haven't done phone calls in a long time, so I'm excited to bring them back. We had a little bit of opening, and our feedback was that we want to have some more engagement with our fans. Speaking of a fan, on our second hour, we have our letter segment, and then we have a loyal tech timer. That's what we call our fans, right? Who has followed us all the way up from Oregon, and he has essentially listened to all of our episodes from the very beginning to where we are, and he thinks that he can pick out the whiskeys that you like, Mike, and that I like. So we're going to let him have a segment. He's going to bring out his whiskeys, where he's going to talk about why he thinks they're great, and we're going to see if he actually has been able to distinguish our palates for being on the show.
Okay.
So that's it. So if you're a nerdy guy and you decide that you're going to track every single time we drink or every time we do certain articles, and then you send us an email, we will make sure to get you in studio even to be a part of it because we like. Remember what I got for Christmas?
Did you
one of our fans, we got a Bezo Christmas card. Remember that?
Oh yeah, I just never mind.
Did you just dispose of yours? So did I just a couple weeks ago too. I was just hanging around. I did read it a couple times though. It was very unique. It had a very unique moral story to it. So essentially, Jeff Bezos was bad, and he was trying to take over the world. But I don't want to give that story away. And then we have Bad Big Brother.
Okay.
Right? So Bad Big Brother, we got some things that we need to talk about. Mike is going to lead that segment for us. And, of course, we are going to be drinking whiskey and having a great time on the show today. So as we start out each one of our shows, we start out with our loaded question of the day.
All right.
Question for you, Mike. What is the best thing to do when you are stuck in traffic? We were stuck in traffic today, weren't we?
Yeah, we were stuck. The best thing to do is throw hand grenades out the window.
Hand grenades out the windows?
Too bad that's the only unreal thing.
That's
what's the best thing I can do? I like turning on the radio and blasting the radio.
Okay. So I kind of do the same thing, or I call my co-host.
I swear a lot too.
I call my co-host and say, "Are you stuck in traffic too?" And he's like, "Yeah." I'm like, "Yeah, I even left early for this traffic." Today, what is today? There's nothing special.
I don't know what's going on today, but traffic is
like a full moon out because there's a bunch of accidents.
I don't know.
We'll have to have David take a look and see if it's a full moon tonight or something like that. All right, there you go. Okay, well. Now that we said that you can call us, make sure you can call us at 425-373-5527 or 1-888-298-KKNW. We're going to move on to our first segment.
What's happening in the world of technology? This is our top stories in the first 5 minutes.
All right, story number 1, 5 minutes on the clock, David. Thank you. El Salvador makes Bitcoin its legal tender. How was the first day? Let's talk about this. So essentially, El Salvador, it's a country.
Yeah, that's good of you to remind
actually, I
us.
thought it was like a major city or something like that. And then so I had to do a little bit of more research. So it's a South American
it's a country in South America.
They have essentially got rid of their trade and their process of currency and have gone to Bitcoin. Okay. Now, they have given everybody to start out with $30 of Bitcoin that you have available, which if you keep that for a couple months, it can be up to 90, 120, who knows what it is. But essentially they're doing this because of the trade taxes that they would used to have to do for transferring currency from American currency, from European currency. So they said, you know what, we don't want to pay any of those fees anymore, transactions of our dollars going up and down. So we essentially have moved to Bitcoin to be our tendency of trading. Now, day number 1, people couldn't log on.
Of course.
So just think, if you're trying to trade your currency in for Bitcoin, they had centralized banks, they had computers with registration processes, and essentially there was huge lines wrapped around corners and corners and corners of people trading in their current currency for Bitcoin currency. Now, they get a Bitcoin card, so they essentially get like a credit card. So it's not just like everybody's like, okay, well, I have Ledger wallet or anything like that. It's not. So you get a credit card, and on those credit cards, you have your transfer of Bitcoins that you're able to go on in and make purchases. Starbucks accepts it. McDonald's accepts them. Anything that would take regular credit cards have transferred over.
Stores in El Salvador are not around here.
Correct. Yeah, in El Salvador.
Because you probably want to make that.
That's true.
Somebody's going to run out right now and try to buy a Big Mac with Bitcoin. So
they've been in their line for a while.
Yeah.
But why would you want to buy Starbucks though, when you can have StoriCoffee? Did you get your StoriCoffee?
I got my StoriCoffee.
So did I. Got it. Oh, I got it Friday. I was like,
I got mine on
on
I
Friday,
got it yesterday. Yeah,
a little bit of heaven. I take it in and I grind it up and then I have it. Oh, it is so good.
I didn't have to use Bitcoin to buy it.
I didn't either. That's right. Okay. Story number 2. Hey, Facebook, take a photo. Here's the new.
Oh yeah.
Here's the new command. It's called Hey Facebook. So forget Siri, forget
Hey Google, Hey Siri.
Yeah, forget Alexa, any of those type of deal. Actually, you know what's really good to say is, "Hey Alexa, buy me a brand new car." So if anybody's listening to this in their car, beep 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 beep. Okay, it'll just get them. But now, if you have yourself a Facebook glassware that is purchasable only through their partner, so they did something a little bit different. So Google came on out and they made their own glasses.
Yeah, they look like
Star Trek type glasses, right?
Yep.
Well, essentially, Facebook has decided to work with a huge company in New York to officially be a part of their glasses. And we have some audio right now from our correspondent to tell us exactly who they're partnering with.
We're going to do a da-na-na-na-na-na-na.
Mark Zuckerberg and his team at Facebook are the latest tech company to try to make video glasses go mainstream. The social media giant Thursday unveiled what it calls Ray-Ban Stories, its first pair of smart glasses, which allows wearers to capture photos and short videos, of course, to easily post on Facebook, Instagram, and WhatsApp. Facebook is treading where another Silicon Valley giant has gone and failed. Google set off a privacy firestorm when it launched Google Glass in 2013. The public was so off-put by the video recording frames that early adopters were called glass holes. The product was abandoned in 2015. The $299 glasses would be an, quote, ads-free experience.
So that's nice. So Facebook is making at least their new wearable glasses without ads.
That's great.
So what would you do with an ad? What would you do with an ad, right? You're going to be having your
I'd
glasses.
be punching myself in the face.
face. You get a little ad coming up. Click here.
Click here. Bam.
So essentially it's a Bluetooth sunglass that they have two cameras. They have it on each side of the pinholes where you'd normally have your connection. On the right side of the sunglasses or glasses, you have actually the ability to move forward on there and turn up volume. If you can hit it one time, it'll turn it off. 2 times, it pauses it. 3 times, so everybody's going to be hitting the right side of their glasses.
When you see people doing this all over, you know to smack them.
That's right. Now, that's only going to record 30 seconds of video at a time.
And is that the strategy for getting around this whole
so you got to remember when
privacy
Google
thing?
Glass came out, the big thing was that the people were going into pornography stores and stripper clubs, and they would have their Google Glass on and record a bunch of strippers.
The dark side of human behavior won out.
And so that caused the huge issues of what happened with Google Glass issues for privacy. So they're saying that because it only takes pictures and you have to say, hey, Facebook, to engage with them, people will know that you're communicating. Yeah, so they're experiencing that they're hoping to get through.
Yeah.
Now, what it does say that is even if the Ray-Ban stories flop, analysts say Facebook will learn what to do because every single time you have the video in your pictures, Facebook has full ability to track that information of the user that's wearing the glasses.
Yes,
so even if they don't sell well, they're just going to have all that information. Just think if you're walking around and you're taking pictures and doing that, they can track all of that intimate information about you as a part of their process.
But they're doing that anyway, so what's the difference?
But now they can do it in your glasses.
Now
because before you can't normally walk around.
At least you can look cool while you're walking around invading everybody's privacy.
That's right. There you go. All right. I don't think I'm buying them for $299. I normally buy everything, but no. Last story, Amazon will pay full college tuition for some warehouse workers. Some. All right. Amazon is acting on its promise to improve its treatment of employees, but not necessarily in the way you'd expect. The online shopping giant has pledged to pay full college tuition for its operational folks. That's effectively.
Choke yourself.
Was that?
You're going to choke yourself doing that.
Effectively, warehouse workers in the U.S. beginning in January. The company didn't reveal the full criteria required yet, but some staff are eligible if they've been with Amazon for just 3 months. So you have to be there 3 months.
Yeah, you have to get past the 90-day probationary period.
That makes sense, though, right?
Yeah, that makes sense.
That makes sense. Essentially, you will be able to earn your high school diploma, GEDs, English as a second language certifications, and many others. Amazon said it would pay tuition and other fees in advance and would offer annual funds as long as people remain employees.
Okay.
The incentive for Amazon is clear. This will help them retain and recruit better workers for those that want to finish their degree. Company said it is the largest job creator in the U.S. with 400,000 new people in the last year and a half.
Amazon? Yeah. By itself.
Yeah, that's what they said.
Yep.
Paid tuition will give Amazon influences over other military institutes. So if you go in the military right now, you can get
So that
tuition.
guy was correct.
What's that?
Jeff is trying to take over the world.
He is trying to take over the But you know what? This is a welcome gesture because, we give Amazon such a hard time. So anything that they can
Not as much as Facebook.
That's right. Anything they can do to help out their staff, that is great. All right, Mike, our time is up. We've got through our stories. If you want to learn more, you can visit us online at www.techtimeradio.com, and you can click on our episode section or our blog to see details about our stories. And you can always scroll down to the very bottom to see our whiskey items that are available. Okay. When we come back from our commercial break, up next, we have our Gadgets and Gear segment with our own Tech Time producer, Gwen Way. We have some callers that are waiting for us to ask some technology questions. So if you want to get on that, you can call 425-373-5527, and David will plug you in. And hopefully we get you on the air. And, of course, during this break, we will be tasting our whiskey tastings. So we'll see you right after this break. I'm Nathan Mumm. Hi, I'm Nathan Mumm, host of Tech Time Radio with Nathan Mumm on KKNW. Tech Time Radio's live show is Saturday from 4 to 6 p.m., and you can always check us on the web at techtimeradio.com. Our segmented stylized radio gives you the breaking news before it hits mainstream media. Join myself and Mike Corday as we'll make you laugh.
That's good. So, Hooked on Phonics worked for you, didn't it?
It did, just a little bit.
And learning something new in technology. Join us Saturdays, 4 to 6 p.m., and Thursdays from 6 to 7 a.m. The technology show for the everyday common person.
Hi, this is Lisa Downs, host of Reigniting You, the show that takes a positive, forward-looking approach to mid to late career transitions for Gen Xers and Boomers every Wednesday afternoon at 3 o'clock Pacific. Whether you're looking to stay in the traditional workforce, do your own thing, or retire or semi-retire, Reigniting You is your source for career transition advice, inspiration, and insight for what's next in your career and life. Join me Wednesdays at 3 o'clock to get re-energized, recharged, and reignited.
All right, welcome back to Tech Time Radio. I'm Nathan Mumm. We just had our very first taste of our whiskey. Now, our whiskey today is the Old Camp Whiskey, American blended whiskey, $19. So it's kind of a cheaper end, 80 proof.
Well, is it $19 for this tiny
No.
little bottle?
Okay. For the regular size. This is the sampler size. So I got a sampler size. Regular size, whatever the milliliter sizes is, but whatever. It's 80 proof. Now, this was highlighted by Elon Musk on Joe Rogan's podcast. They essentially drank this, and they talked about it the whole time.
Yeah.
And Elon said that this was one of his best tasting whiskeys he's ever tasted.
Okay. Well, it's not bad. I enjoyed the taste.
You were expecting it to be horrible, weren't you?
I'm always expecting these little tiny bottles of screw caps to be horrible now because that's
we had
what
the Canadian
you do.
Mist because we had the Canadian Mist.
Canadian, yeah.
Yeah, you know, I can't wait to hear. I remember that when I was out, you and Gwen were complaining about that one.
That's like droplets on the bathroom in the restroom, the rest stop.
Yeah, because you got ripped when you were gone, Nathan.
I know, and then we came back and it was even worse the next whiskey.
Yeah.
That was so
gross.
She didn't have as bad as she thought.
So
she
yeah,
was.
anytime one of these little bottles pop up, I'm like, But this one's not bad.
Okay.
There's this weird sharp burn.
You know what? It was really smooth, and then all of a sudden, like literally
Bam.
like 10 seconds later, it's just like burning.
Yeah.
All right, now this is made. It's aged 2 years in white American oak with a number 3 char in every batch.
Oh, okay.
I have no idea what that means, but that sounded really professional, didn't it?
Yeah.
A number 3 char. You know what? We're going to have a whiskey expert on our second hour of the segment. And maybe he'll understand what 3 char is. So I will ask him that question.
That's the burnt
char of
the
it?
burnt wood.
So I don't understand why people put that burnt wood in. She's like, they got it charred, they put it in there.
It gives you that nice taste.
Smooth taste. Okay. All right. Okay. Well, welcome back. Now, we are getting really excited because we are going to move into our next segment with Gwen Way. And let's start it now.
All right.
What's new in our gadgets and gear?
All right. Gwen is joining us on the show again. This is the segment where we talk about Kickstarter, Indiegogo, and other great items that are for sale as Kickstarter programs where you kind of help fund the process as it goes to either be successful or not successful. Great thing about Kickstarter is when you buy something on there,
You never get it.
you get it like 2 years later that they tell you to do. So that's what always happens. But Gwen, welcome back to the show.
Thank you. Thank you. I do want to say one thing before we get started.
Yes.
Just because the Canadian Mist was worse
Yeah.
doesn't mean that the whiskey that you gave us was good.
I forget the name of that too. What was it?
Holy
I
crap.
can't remember. It was just
Holy
awful.
crap. It was I remember you guys used to say Kentucky's worst was like Kentucky's best was the worst, but now it's like
that was up until that point. That's what the worst stuff that we've had.
now
on
it's
the
like
radio.
now it's like
Now-
5th or 6th up there on the,
Yeah,
on
now,
the
now
bottom.
it's really weird that we have found worse whiskeys than that.
That's right. Well, hopefully on our second
I think
segment
that's
we have
what-
some good ones.
Yeah, I think that's what Nathan's going for is to find the bottom of the barrel, so to speak.
Well, you know what? It's
Canadian
cheaper
Mist
that
sounds
way.
like it might be there.
It's cheaper.
That's true. It is cheaper.
I go in the Wines and More, and I can come out with like 18 bottles of real cheap whiskey, or you get like 2 bottles of real good whiskey.
Yeah.
So, you know what? When you do a show here,
To the
and
point
all
that the
weeks.
workers say even the homeless won't take it.
That's right. That was
Right.
pretty bad when I went
Exactly.
through that.
That's the key point right there.
That's
If
right.
the homeless people aren't buying it,
You probably
you
don't.
probably don't want to
The
either.
poor gal when I went to go through that, she was like, "Are you sure you want
Are-
this?"
yeah.
I'm like,
that-
She-
if someone
homeless-
asks you,
know?
"Are you sure?"
Yeah, that was
you
funny.
probably want to pause for a minute.
All right, well,
The
Gwen.
answer is no.
Yes, welcome to the show. Welcome to the show. This is very interesting because I know your product. We had a great conversation about this product. Now, I actually reached out to the individual on YouTube because I had a video and I didn't hear back from him, but hopefully I do hear back from him because I want to know a little bit more about this product. But I'm going to turn it over to you. And how about you explain what your item is?
Sure thing. Well, let me give our listeners a little bit of background. Just over 2 weeks ago, my sister-in-law gave birth to our first nephew. So we were very excited, and I've been looking for fun and interesting gifts to send down. I'm typically either a book giver or the giver of strange stuffed animals.
Okay. Is that like
and
is that like a stuffed animal with only one arm, or just
no,
unique?
it's usually like a stuffed rhinoceros
What?
or a stuffed moray eel, something like that.
Okay.
What's the deal with one arm?
Well, did you see like the newest Toy Story where that guy like had like the jacked up arm, and then it was like a toy that was on the carnival that he could get taken care of? No. Okay. Well, you need to watch the new Toy Story.
Yeah,
okay,
okay.
continue on. Sorry about that. Continue on.
Oh, not a problem. Anyway, so in my search, of course, I decided to go to Kickstarter and see if there were any tech gadgets for babies, and I found a rather interesting book.
Okay.
We've got the page up. We can kind of scroll through it here a little bit. It's called Computer Engineering for Babies.
Computer engineering for babies. All right. I
Exactly.
like it. Okay. All right. Computer engineering for babies. Okay. Tell us more.
And the concept is getting babies introduced to concepts such as switches and statements or statements and wires so that they can start to become interested in how technology works.
Okay. All right. Look at Mr. Corday there.
Yeah.
He's biting his lip.
He's like, no.
I'm
He's
biting
biting
on
his lip. We'll get into this in just a little bit. Okay. Tell us more
It's
about
okay.
it.
We're good.
Okay.
So this was actually created by a gentleman in Texas who was watching his baby and wishing that he had a way to introduce the child to things like basic engineering. So he went ahead and created this book. He's got it programmed so that people are able to actually go through and learn a little bit in theory.
Okay.
Yeah, one of the things that I didn't ask on Thursday was, is there any scientific research that backs up this stuff?
That
Backs up this particular product.
the coding.
This particular product, there is not any, but I
Yeah.
did do some research, and
Here we go. Good
one of
job,
the-
Gwen. Okay, keep on going.
Exactly.
Yep.
one of the things that a lot of more recent child psychologists are saying is that introducing children to music, other arts, and sciences, even as babies, if you're introducing the concepts, they're more likely to become interested in studying it in the future.
Yes.
So while this may not actually give the basic grounding in computer engineering, it is more likely to, you're more likely to raise a child who becomes interested in it because they were introduced to it at a young age.
Yeah, that is true. That when you do
Yeah.
introduce these concepts to babies, it does help with their development, with their brain development. It does. However,
Yep.
that's where we get into the however part.
Right.
Babies typically develop on it's not quite called a scale, but we're looking for developmental milestones. Everybody has a range of markers that they're looking for babies to develop in, because babies are doing things as they are able, because when they come out they can't see very well, they're blurry. So
That makes sense.
That's for up to a couple months they're just trying to focus on things, and then it's an exploratory time and they're learning how motor functions, things like that. But one of the issues. What was one of the issues that I had with this?
Okay, well, keep on going. Yeah, we'll let him talk about it. So, Gwen, explain how this book works and what do you do on the book itself?
Well, as you can see, there are different pages here, and each page gives a different operant result. So, for example, the page here is the OR page. If you hit either the red button or the yellow button, the light lights up.
So there's a light on the book, and so
Exactly.
page number 1, you can hit the red button or the yellow button, and the light goes up.
Are you trying to convince me of something?
Well, I'm just okay. So that's page number 1.
And-
As it goes to
and
page
on-
2,
On another page that
Yeah.
has "and," you have to hit both the red and the yellow button in order
Yeah.
to get the light to light
Yeah.
up.
so now the baby's
Further
learning.
on, you have set and reset, so
Yeah.
that you set the light on,
Yep.
and then if you hit reset, it turns the light off.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's fantastic.
That's fantastic.
And how does the book end? Do you know what the last page does?
I'm trying to remember what the last page was.
It
Which
says,
one was the last?
No.
Exactly.
I think the
Wrong answer.
I think the last page is that it allows you to turn it on or turn it off by hitting any of the buttons, so that
Right.
it allows everybody to.
So
have it.
yeah, what the concept here is it's based on operant conditioning. You're teaching the child to perform specific duties in order to get a result.
Yeah. So kind of
Right.
like the Pavlov's dog thing, right?
It's
Right.
very Pavlovian. That's where that term comes from. The issue here is that I don't like saying things like this will develop a. So this is also based on conceptual reality, right?
Okay.
So while we're teaching them how to punch buttons with
Yeah.
this thing, we're not necessarily teaching them concepts. They're just learning how to get a specific response from a specific behavior. It doesn't mean there's a conceptual knowledge of why that exists. So
Okay, but let's say you start as a child and you hit these buttons.
Mhm.
Then you still open this book when you're 1 or 2 years old, and then sometimes when you're like 4 or 5 years old, you still play with your books in your childhood that you have there and hit the button.
yeah,
Would that develop that then?
It's just more likely they'll throw it across the room.
Well,
But as they get into when their brain develops enough that they can start developing conceptual knowledge, this might be of help.
okay.
But
But
saying that
introducing-
saying that this is going to teach them engineering skills as
no.
an infant, that it
Well,
just doesn't work that
Well,
way.
that's a real good title though that you need to have for your Kickstarter. So-
Exactly.
That's like this.
Computer engineering for babies sounds better than, hey, let's introduce babies to concepts
Yeah.
that they may become interested
That's
in
it.
later in
That's
life.
a great marketing
Even though
person.
this is
let's
really
call
what
it
you're doing.
Let's call it the push button to make lights.
Right.
The Zen and the art of making lights go on.
Now, if we want to find this though, the most important part, where can we find this online at Kickstarter, and how much is it to back this project?
You're going to want to go to Kickstarter, and you can enter the search information of baby engineering.
Baby engineering, or
Baby
Mike,
engineering.
or Mike Gorday, and it'll be a big picture. That
Yeah,
you'll be like,
Exactly.
yeah, big thumbs down. No,
okay.
It'll be Mike saying no.
no, and I'm not trying to dog on this so much as
Right.
I just want there to be a clear distinction that we're not. This
Yeah,
this helps.
This
This is not going to help you code. We
That's
get
right.
that. We get you. We get you.
I
there.
don't want people thinking they're going to sit their kid down and next.
Remember
thing
the
you know,
baby
they're gonna-
Einsteins that were all around back in the day?
Oh, I know.
Right?
But this is what happened with the classical music thing.
Yeah.
Like everybody started playing classical music to their child, thinking that they're going to come out and be these phenoms. That's not what happens. It's an
No.
it's an expansion process, but it's not perceptible as we might think.
I got you. Oh,
It's exposure.
it's
Yeah,
exposure.
It's exposure.
I love this book though. I would hit the buttons on this book all day long. So I thought the
That's
guy.
because you're an infant.
Now he also this guy. Let me just tell you, this guy also created with the part of his 3D printer. He plays like this word game. Did you see that too? Did you get a chance to?
I did see that. I haven't backed it.
Okay, so
I didn't back it, but
so
I saw it.
this is algorithm. So if you play like this words game or something like that, you can literally put the phone up in the application and it can run overnight. And he got it to like level 16,000, and it just essentially made patterns so you could do all your word games. So all of your like words with friends and any of those type of deals that you have to to get done. He's got programs that he's doing on 3D printers to have that cheat on those.
To solve it. Exactly.
That's an interesting way of cheating.
I know. I like it. I
I know you like it.
I was like, this guy is a genius.
Yeah.
All right. So it's on Kickstarter. You go and
it's on Kickstarter. You've got 17 more days if you want to back it.
17 days.
It's $27 for one book, or if you've got multiple babies in the future, 3 for $75.
Oh, 3 for $75.
Yeah, you always got an audience.
Well, you know what?
Right?
You know what? Nathan Miller just said he is an uncle.
I know.
So Nathan Miller needs to listen.
There you go.
So he left early on the show, so he needs to listen to this, and he needs to get this book.
That's
so
right. Get this book,
one.
Nathan, so you can create an engineer baby.
That's right. That's right. All right, Gwen. Well, thank you very much. Again, that's at Kickstarter. It was how much for the one book?
$27 for one. Just search for Baby Engineering.
Baby Engineering. All right. That'll be fantastic. All right. Well, I do know that our guest also wishes you a happy hello, and you'll get to see him in the second hour. So he's saying hello to you, too. Gwen, thank you so much. Can't wait to talk with you Thursday at our production meeting. All right.
Bye.
That's great.
Bye-bye. All right, David, we're going to take a commercial break, and when we come on back, we have phone calls that are blowing up that we're going to be answering. I'm Nathan Mumm. We got Micro Day here. David Brown behind the board. We are happy to have you a part of TechTime Radio.
Did you know that up to 12 to 15% of Americans grind their teeth at night while they sleep? Yeah, it's called bruxism. I used to work at a sleep lab, and we used to measure that, and it leads to a lot of problems like headaches and destroys your teeth. It wears down the enamel, and it's just very hard on your mouth.
So every once in a while, I'll wake up, my jaw will hurt. Do you think I'm grinding my teeth at night?
Yep.
Well, so how do you go about protecting this then?
The number one recommended way of protecting yourself from teeth grinding is what's called a night guard, which is a custom fitted prosthetic that you put inside your mouth. It usually runs, hundreds of dollars, but I know our sponsor, Smile Brilliant, can get you custom fitted night guards for as little as $45 a piece.
So if you go to smilebrilliant.com and use TechTime Radio at checkout, you can receive 20% off your complete order. So visit smilebrilliant.com and use the TechTime Radio at checkout code. All right. Welcome back to TechTime Radio. During the break, we had our Old Camp whiskey. Does it taste good the second time still?
Burnt.
Oh,
what happened to my mic?
I don't know.
The
David got hit. There you go. There you go. You're back.
Yeah. Very quickly, I had the Little League umpire baseball game earlier today, and I took a pitch right off the back of my right hand.
There you go.
Oh,
But
man.
he means it during our commercial break, because if you hear what we say during commercial break, it'll be lots of beep, 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 beep.
Yeah, I'd be pressing this button over here a lot.
Yeah, that's
What's
right.
that? Does it make a sound?
No,
No.
it just goes dead
It'll
air
just
for 9
eliminate.
seconds.
It'll just dead air for like
that's
a
too
few
bad.
seconds.
It should be like a beep or something.
No,
Anyway.
that takes that. Oh, gee, there you
So
go.
yeah, it tastes good, but it's that weird burn after.
It
the
does.
fact.
It does have a little bit of a
it got-
distinct burn, isn't it?
Yeah, on the back of my tongue.
Yeah.
Even that's weird.
I hope we have better whiskey on the second hour from our super fan that says
We'll
that
see.
they know what we like. All right. Well, I think we have some people on the line there, so you want to bring them up on?
Yeah, here, hang on. Let me press the button here and make sure they're there. Oh, yeah, we have Kimberly on the line, and this actually goes down right my alley with my daughter moving to Central next weekend.
Okay, Kimberly, welcome to the
Yeah,
show.
Kimberly's got some college student advice question.
Okay, so I was wondering, as a college student, what would be like some insight or advice you'd give technology-wise to somebody who's in college that you don't think a lot of college students know of that you think would be helpful for them?
Oh, she wants tech info.
Tech
I was
info.
just gonna say, don't go to classes before 8 a.m.
Is that a college information?
Yeah, that's a tip.
That's a
Yeah,
tip?
my daughter's
take
first
morning
class will be
classes.
at 9.
It's at 9.
Yeah, it'll
all
be
right.
at 9.
All right, some tips. So let's talk about college. College is a little bit like Las Vegas, right? What happens
What
in
happens
college
at college stays
just
at
stays
college.
in college. Now, the first thing you want to do is when you go to...
I don't need to hear that.
You don't know... when you go to college...
It's a dark, dark place, buddy.
You have to sign up. Normally, most of the time at all colleges, you sign a bunch of paperwork specifically regarding your IT infrastructure. So let me just tell you, most colleges have 6 or 7 people that work in the IT. Some of those are full-time employees. Some of those are normally intern students that are a part of the college program itself. Do you want them, the IT experts, to know what you're doing 24/7 at college? especially if you're going online. Maybe
I know where you're going with this.
Okay, maybe you're doing some research. Maybe you're cutting and pasting after somebody else's report.
Yeah,
and you're doing a big college deal.
Oh, I wasn't even thinking about that research.
Oh, that's research that I was talking about. But if you're first time away from home and you got all this exciting availability to search the internet, the number one thing you need to do is get a VPN, a virtual private networking, because you do not want the college IT staff. You do not want everybody to know where you're going on the internet, what you're browsing, and what you're doing.
I'm going to laugh if UW calls you up.
Why is that?
And be like,
what's Nathan talking about?
Don't tell them. Don't tell them this stuff.
It's WGU right now, so I'm trying to go back to school. So it's
I know you are.
Or it could be from Central Washington.
So Central. So you need to load a VPN. Now there's a bunch of good VPNs that are out there. And there's a bunch of bad ones. We talked about it on a previous episode, probably about 10 episodes back. You can go and take a look at bad VPNs. There's a couple that are pretty good. One, which isn't the best, and if I had Nick Espinosa on here, he'd shoot me in and say, this is the horrible one. But they have been breached, but they haven't given their credentials away to another third party. So what you don't want is a VPN, like Google has a VPN. Yeah, I want to
don't use that.
Yeah, I want to send Google all my stuff of what I'm supposed to be doing privately. Yeah, not do that. So I use an application called NordVPN. I think you use NordVPN too. Is that correct?
No, I use Viper.
You use Viper. Okay. Yeah. So you can use a different VPN, but load that VPN up before you do anything on the internet so that you can protect yourself, at least from the college people, of what's going on. And the second thing I would say to do is to load an application called Grammarly.
Where'd you get that advice from?
You actually gave me that advice. There you go. Way to go. Now, Grammarly is fantastic because when you're writing letters and information in Grammarly, it will actually cross-reference the internet for other plagiarism items that you could have cut and paste. And so what you can do is you can go on out to the internet, cut and paste a report, put it in Grammarly, and then change 5 or 6 words, and then it'll come up as non-plagiarism. And when the University of Washington run their scripts, or any other university, to see if you plagiarized
it. How is it that the tips you're giving is all about cheating?
Well, I'm not kidding. I'm just saying good tips.
I said get Grammarly to help you with your grammar. Grammarly is supposed to help you.
Yeah, go closer to your mic. Go closer to your mic.
Am I too far away?
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, so Grammarly is supposed to help you with your grammar.
Well, that's great.
It's better than Word.
Yeah.
Right?
Because it only puts a little red squiggle.
Yeah, and here you are like, you can totally cheat with this.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm helping out our college student. All right.
I'm not sure that's...
That's great advice. What are you talking about?
No, it's not.
I'll pass that along.
Totally
I'll see
not
what
great
my daughter
advice.
has to say.
Say Grammarly. She'll love it. It'll help her do so much more work.
Grammarly, I do recommend Grammarly too, but...
Not for the same reason?
Not for because plagiarism is a huge deal.
Yeah.
And if you get caught plagiarizing,
you get like 0 on your reports.
You can literally get kicked out of school for that.
Yeah.
So,
but if you cut and paste and then you change enough words, it will actually use the same algorithm database that colleges use.
That is not a tech tip, folks.
Yes, it is.
That is a Nathan tip.
There you go. It's a Nathan nugget. All right, let's go to. We have another caller on the line. You want to bring that one up?
Your school's going to call.
Yeah, no kidding. It looks like we have Anthony now on the line. He has a question regarding Windows 10.
Okay.
Hey, Mike. Just curious. Do you know what I would do if my hard drive fills up on Windows 10?
He asked you.
I know.
Thank you, Anthony.
Thanks, Anthony.
He thinks you're the expert. Okay, tell us. What are you going to do?
I'm going to get out a hammer and
beat the drive?
Beat the drive up.
So let's actually talk about Windows 10 if the drive gets full. This is very interesting.
He's talking about when you're loading up something and you hit that memory marker that says you have no more drive.
Space. Okay, so is that what we're going to go by? Is that what? Yeah, let's use that as a baseline.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's say you're downloading a file off a torrent, making sure you're using a VPN so no one's tracking you.
And how many gigabytes of information are you downloading at one time?
Okay, so you fill up your hard drive.
Yeah.
Now, there's only a couple ways to fix this, actually. So if you boot up on your Windows 10 or your Windows 7 or your Windows 8 or your Windows 11 boot disk and your hard drive is full, there's nothing you're going to be able to do. You can't go into the command prompt. You can't delete files because what happens is it needs at least 5K to load your administrative right privileges to be able to delete files. So if it's completely full, then what you have to do is you have to undo your hard drive, figure out how, go to a technology shop or if you're a tech guy, you can just do it yourself.
See, I was on the right track.
So
I
you
knew
are.
your drive and beat it with a hammer.
So you have to take it out, and you actually have to plug it into a different computer. When it's in the USB port or USB-C port that you have it plugged into, you can then delete information from the drive because Windows has a boot file and it has the cache system when you log in that it needs to write to the hard drive, and it needs to have space to authenticate you for logging in.
Right.
So it has to write this information. You can delete it on a different machine, and then what happens is you pop it back in there, boots right on up, and then you make sure you take care of your disk space much better so you don't have to fill up a drive.
Yeah. I wonder why you asked me that question.
Well, you missed I don't know.
That's a good question.
Anthony, why did you ask me that question?
You thought you knew what
we'll
you were
ask
going
him.
on. That's right. All right. Do we have any other callers on the line?
Hey, it looks like we have Lisa on the line, and looks like this is just a general operating systems question.
Okay.
Hey, yeah. So I've noticed that every time I call tech support, they just tell me to reboot. Why does that fix everything?
Here's my soapbox here.
Wait.
So let's talk about this. Tech support asks to reboot everything. Now, so before you call a tech support company, you should always reboot your machine.
Yeah.
Now, if your hard drive's full and you can't boot up, well, then you can.
Then you
not
can
a whole
pop
lot
it
you can
out
do.
and hit it with a hammer.
Hit it with a hammer. But most of the time,
11.
they ask you to reboot because what people do, which is a pet peeve of mine, as a matter of fact, this is a great call, is that they don't understand how memory works. Random access memory. What are you looking
There's
at
a drone out the window.
Is there a drone out the window?
Yeah.
A drone just went by?
Yeah, it was hanging out right there.
Okay. You're waving to it. All right, there you go.
I'm not waving. He is.
Is it a Firefly by any chance?
Or a Fire Eye. Fire Eye.
Fire Eye, sorry. I was in the right ballpark.
Yeah, sorry,
How about
Fire
you
Eye.
see it?
You already got my website. Are you going to be trying to break in here? Okay. Well, let's answer that. Reboot. So when you bought a computer, what did I say the most important part of the computer was?
The on-off switch.
Well, no. I said memory, right?
Memory. It's always memory, yeah.
So it's memory. So this is the thing that people don't understand is memory is the most vital aspect that you can get in any PC. So if you see a PC with 4 gigs of RAM, that means you can only load a couple programs up into the random access memory, which is the ability to load.
If you see a PC with 4 gigs of RAM, you're a 19.
Well, some people still buy them. Some like the Surfaces that are out there.
Yeah, some of them.
Some people. Then there's 8 gigs, which is kind of the standard that you should buy, or 16 gigs. But essentially, why the tech companies and the tech support always tell you to reboot is because applications, you load them up from your hard drive. So you got your taskbar at the bottom, whether it's a Mac or PC, you click on an application, then it becomes active. It loads into memory itself. And then when you close that application, then it's supposed to shut down the application. But most of them are not written very well, and they always keep remnant amount of memory being used. Now, let's say you have a web browser and you have 20 tabs, 30 tabs,
that's mine.
or 40 tabs. Yeah, you know, my
mine.
wife is, yeah, you got the same thing. Each one of those tabs are using memory also. So until you actually, whether you close Chrome or not, you're hoping that every one of those web pages, when you close Chrome, resets and it doesn't use that memory anymore, but it doesn't. So when you reboot your machine, it essentially clears all of your memory and allows it to be brand new and fresh. And that's why tech support people do that.
It's like people not sleeping.
What about?
If we don't sleep, we get grouchy and emotional and even psychotic. So, you got to put your computer to sleep.
You got to put, okay, so let's talk about sleep.
Yeah.
That's a bad thing to do, though, right? Because
No.
if you put your computer to sleep, it's still using the same memory that you had before. You have to
I'm talking about turning it off.
Yes, there you go. Don't put it into sleep mode. The sleep mode is in the standby mode. Yeah, the standby mode and the sleep mode are the worst things for people. Yes, it boots your machine quickly, but solid state drives now are pretty quick to boot up.
which is funny because I remember when it was like, no, don't turn off your computer.
Yeah, no, you need to turn off your computer so your memory can refresh and then it can be ready to go.
It'd be refreshing.
Just like sleeping.
That's right.
That's right. Okay.
I wonder if they dream.
You think computers dream?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Do they dream of electric sheep?
They count them at night. They go backwards or they count forward. They can only count to 1 and 0, right? So I mean,
Sure.
the computer's just sleeping there. It's like 1 0 1 0.
Yeah,
Just
you
keeps on
totally never
repeating.
got that reference, did you?
I did not. Okay. All right. Well, we're going to take a commercial break. Thank you for the phone calls. If you want to continue to call in, we have some open call time that we're going to be taking some phone calls in the second hour. So I can't wait to have people call in. Again, our number is 425-373-5527 or 188-298-KKNW. I'm Nathan Mumm. We got Micro Day here, David Brown behind the board, and we have a super fan that is over here stalking us for the second hour, which we're excited about. When we come on back, we got Mike's mesmerizing moment, our pick of the day, and our look forward to the second hour. We'll see you after the break. Hey, Mike, as a business owner, why do we form an LLC or a corporation?
Well, that's pretty simple. We want to protect ourselves personally from the liability of the company.
That's right, Mike. The very next thing we should be doing as business owners is protecting ourselves personally from the finances of the company.
Right. Yeah, that's why you want to get help, and you can get help from the Business Doctor, which was founded by Dr. Glenn Smith, PhD in Business Management, Accounting, and Finance. Schedule your free business evaluation and consultation at thebusinessdoctor.us.
Enroll in the Rapid Business Credit Builder program and get up to 100K business credit under the company's EIN and the DUNS number in less than 6 months. The DUNS number is really important for your rating on when you purchase other items from other businesses, never having to use personal credit ever again. That's thebusinessdoctor.us or call 866-383-1030. Again, that's 866-383-1030 or thebusinessdoctor.us.
Visit the Business Doctor today.
This is Mike's mesmerizing moment, presented by StoriCoffee. Visit StoriCoffee.com.
Okay, so we're going to go back to talk about the baby stuff again.
Okay.
What I wanted to kind of point out is there's a lot of different things that affect the way a baby thinks, not the least of which is their personality, stuff that happens while they're in utero,
Okay.
with the birth process. Also, the big thing here is that this is about engagement with your child.
Yeah.
It's not about giving them this book and teaching them these like rote methods of doing things. It's about the engagement that you have with them while you're doing it. That's what helps with the development over the simple operant conditioning that they're using.
So do you think educational books like the one that Gwen had on for gadgets and gears, again at Kickstarter, you can just go and look for engineering baby book on Kickstarter. Do you think those are beneficial for babies or not?
They're only beneficial if you're using them to engage your child with them. The whole part of infanthood and early development is how babies are allowed to explore the world around them.
Okay.
And how safe they feel with you there. And so you engaging with them directly is what's the important piece here. It's not the book itself.
Okay.
So there you go.
There you go. All right.
Yeah.
Well, that's Mike's mesmerizing moment.
Mesmerizing moment.
All right. Well, then you know what that means? That leads us right into our pick of the day.
Pick of the day.
And now our pick of the day for our whiskey tastings. Let's see what bubbles to the top.
Wow, we're getting into that music a lot.
I know. We're really gotten this. David's been all over the board making sure that we're on time today. He's like, he's cutting off people that are calling. He's like, you can't talk now. We're only getting 3 in.
With
That's
just
right.
my left hand, too, by the way.
That's right. Because
He's bragging about his left hand.
that's because he got hurt today at officiating. Thank you for spending time officiating for Youth of America for baseball. I do it for basketball. You need to figure out what are you doing for underwater basket weaving?
Sure,
Okay.
why not?
All right, here we go. This is the Indian made from a band of Florida Gator Line individuals. The whiskey is a choice of bourbon barrels aged for a minimum of 2 years in white American oak with a number 3 char in every batch.
It's Indiana made.
Did I say Indian made?
You said Indian made.
I'm
Indiana
sorry.
made.
Indiana made. Sorry. Oh, boy.
Busted.
That would be the state of Indiana.
That was state of Indiana. Okay. What do you think? Old Camp. Now, you were expecting this to be absolutely horrible when we opened it up here at the studio. What do you think?
I'm going to give it a thumbs down.
You're going to give it a thumbs down?
Yeah. After the third taste of it,
Yeah.
it just went south.
It just went south. You know,
Yeah,
I'm going to give it.
I mean, I don't. I think this is initially it's a really good taste. The burn is weird.
Yeah.
But after I took the third taste, it was just bleh.
Ugh.
Not bleh, but
Really?
You know.
It's you know what? I like a cheap whiskey. I could buy a big bottle of this for $19, sip it back out.
It's
gonna get a thumbs
no peanut
up,
butter
baby.
whiskey.
That's not the peanut butter. Well, the peanut butter whiskey doesn't exist anymore. My wife went out to
she
buy
bought
6.
everything of them. Yeah.
Yeah, she bought 6 of those
that
things.
stuff was so good.
Oh, isn't it? It's so bad for
Here
you.
we are talking about this and talking about the stuff we had last week.
That's right. It's still the best, right? 4 thumbs up. Well, the second hour we're going to talk about our show here. We have our letter segment is back. We have a loyal tech timer that is dedicated to listening to our show for over the year that it's been on, and he knows what type of whiskey we are going to like. He is going to be here and join us and have a bunch of whiskeys for Mike and I to taste to see if he knows what our palate is. And then we have our bad big brother, where we take a look at people and agencies collecting data without our permission. This is all on hour 2. So make sure if you don't listen to it on the radio, check us out online at techtimeradio.com. I'm Nathan Mumm. We got Micro Day here. David Brown behind the board. Have a great day.
Bye-bye.
Thanks for joining us on Tech Time Radio. We hope that you had a chance to have that moment today in technology. The fun doesn't stop there. We recommend that you go to techtimeradio.com and join our fan list for the most important aspect of staying connected and winning some really great monthly prizes. We also have a few other ways to stay connected, including subscribing to our podcast on any podcast service, from Apple to Google and everything in between. We're also on YouTube, so check us out on youtube.com/techtimeradio, all one word. We hope you enjoyed the show as much as we did making it for you. From all of us at Tech Time Radio, remember, Mumm's the word. Have a safe and fantastic week.